Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you here today with a frightening article from Red State dated January 17th, and it says alarming surveillance. Government may have tracked your transactions at these common stores. Because nothing says freedom like the government tracking things that you do just, normally. So let's go ahead and see what it says. It says the House Judiciary GOP had some troubling questions they posed on X. It says shop at Bass Pro Shop recently. How about Cabela's? I don't even know what Cabela's is. Bought a Bible? No, my people tend to not do that, but not like you can't. It says if so, but the federal government may be coming after you because of course they are because our government is ideologically captured. The shot, and then it just repeats the tweet. Thus, the Senate Judiciary Committee Jim Jordan explained in a troubling letter to Noah Bischoff, the former director of the Office of Stakeholder Integration and Engagement in the Strategic Operations Division of the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network in the Treasury Department. That is a hell of a title. Imagine trying to fit that in on its own business code. So, what do you do? What's your job? I am the. Here we go. I'm not going to read it again because, dear God. So, Jim Jordan's embedded tweet says, we now know the federal government flagged terms like MAGA and Trump to financial institutions if Americans completed transactions using those terms. What was also flagged? If you bought a religious text like a Bible or shopped at a Bass Pro Shop. Yeah, this is. They want to talk about government overreach. This is beyond ridiculously overreaching. So it says FinCEN, which is the abbreviation of that absolutely gigantic title up there. It says distributed materials to financial institutions that, among other things, outline the typologies of various persons of interest and provide financial institutions with suggested search terms and merchant category codes, or MCCs, for identifying transactions on behalf of federal law enforcement. These materials included a document recommending the use of generic terms like Trump and MAGA to search Zelle payment messages, as well as prior FinCEN analysis of lone actor slash homegrown violent extremism indicators. Okay, that sounds like computer language that I don't understand fully, but I think I kind of get where it's going. It says they also looked at other things like transportation charges, such as bus tickets, rental cars, or plane tickets for travel areas with no apparent purpose, and the purchase of books, including religious texts, and subscriptions to other media containing extremist views. Well, MAGA is not extremist, so like what extremist views are we talking about here? None of this stuff. Like, wait, you go to Bass Pro Shops, you're an extremist? Like, what the hell are you talking about? Or again, I don't know what Cabela's is, but like, what? Like, how do you? How does someone say that those are extremist views? How does someone buying a Bible mean you're an extremist? Okay, Jesus Christ, makes no sense to me. Says what qualifies as extremist views here? Good question. As you, I'm wondering that myself. Says as Jordan said, the government seemed to be looking into potentially protected political and religious expression. As Jordan said, the committee obtained documents showing that FinCEN distributed slides prepared by KeyBank to other banks to explain how they could use merchant category codes, again MCCs, to detect customers whose transactions may reflect potential active shooters and who may include dangerous international terrorists slash domestic terrorists slash homegrown violence extremists or lone wolves. Yes, because you're seeing a lot of those in the media. It's not, certain other groups of people that are doing it. Couldn't possibly be them, but yeah, sure, okay. As Jordan said, the slide instructs financial institutions to query for transactions including certain MCC codes like 3484 small arms, 5091 sporting and recreational goods and supplies. So like if I went to Dick's Sporting Goods and bought like a fishing pole, like I'm on some terrorist watch list. That seems a little odd, I would say. This is and the keywords Cabela's, Dick's Sporting Goods, and Bass Pro Shops, among others. Yeah, I like. Okay, again, so Cabela's must be a thing like one of the like Dick's or Bass Pro Shops. Okay. Um. Yeah. Again, I'm bewildered by this. As it looks like they may have been trying to do an end run to track people who could potentially be making gun purchases, sweeping up other people who just go to these stores and buy other things up in their net. Like, even if they are buying guns, that doesn't make them a terrorist. It's called we're allowed to do that in this friggin' country. You know, Second Amendment and all. Hello, government. Since Jordan said there was no criminal nexus for any of this, the stores didn't respond to a Fox inquiry on the matter. Of course they didn't, because they don't want to be like, oh, we're aiding and abetting the government in doing something that's kind of illegal, it seems. This is they want Bischoff to testify and explain what the heck was going on here. That's a good start. Says this isn't the first time the government has been caught casting a wide net. They did something similar after January 6th, because of course they did, with the FBI getting information from Bank of America about any credit or debit transactions using a Bank of America in the Washington, D.C. area between January 5th and January 7th, 2021, voluntarily and without legal process. Yeah, that's not good either. There's a word for that that the lefties like to use. Um, let's just leave it at that, that they always use wrong, I should say. But yeah, as Jordan said when they checked it out, there wasn't any nexus to federal criminal conduct. Also, if you had ever purchased a gun and were made a transaction in that period, you were elevated to the top of the list to be looked into. Oh boy. So, but this new information is potentially even a broader net being cast and involving far more people. Yeah, it seems like it's just kind of everybody. Says this is pretty troubling, and Jordan said they want the FBI to make the senior private sector partner for outreach in the strategic partner engagement section available for a transcribed interview by January 31st to explain the FBI's mass accumulation and use of Americans' private information without legal process. Yeah, I guess that we could say this is another reason why the FBI should be done away with. I'm guessing. So yeah, this is fairly frightening. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. I'd be very interested in hearing this. Like, share, subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.